Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Amikin Survival and welcome to update 0.9. This is going to be an interesting update. So we'll get into it in a moment, but let's go through some of the patch notes here. So item stats, variability. Now items durability crafted will receive random stats from key characteristics such as damage or defense alongside with their durability. Just like Amikins, these will be rated from Class D all the way to double S. That is going to be an interesting topic because I'm keen to see what the durability type is going to be when we go ahead and craft these type of items. So yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing for me, I guess, going through that. But not only that, we've got a few other things as well. New resources for smoother crafting. To enhance your crafting experience, all tier 2 and tier 3 gear recipes have been simplified. No more items of the previous tier. Also, some complex components like iron ingots have been removed, which is, I find that's an interesting move that they've done. They've removed iron ingots. Don't know why that they've done that, but look, it's not to say that they're never going to come back into the game because they've already been in the game. So it's not going to take too much effort, so to speak, for that to be reintroduced. Into what capacity? I guess we'll find out. And new resources have been introduced, including the highly anticipated new healing grass. So they finally included more healing abilities and pathways and things like that. And I think I'm going to, if I remember by the time I go ahead and post edit this, I might throw up some collateral on the screen just to sort of give you guys a bit of an idea on some of the new stuff that has come through. So I'll do that in a moment. But explore the Deeproot Forest, which is the new tier 2 location. I thought this was going to be a higher tier, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's a tier 2, which is great. Great for us actually, because it's going to be more for hives, which is wax, and introduce the new resource Crimson Wood, all awaiting our exploration, which is going to be interesting. So but here we go, the randomized stats. Okay, so I was actually going to throw this up as well, but this has already beat me to the punch, which is great. So all gear have now randomized key stats: damage, defense, durability, adding excitement to the element of luck every time you craft. Streamlined recipes, no need for the previous tier items. Crafting is now faster and more efficient. Look, I didn't mind that part of the crafting recipes because that you could actually use your worn down weapon, right? If you want to upgrade to the next tier of the same type of weapon, then you can just, focus on utilizing that as your, as your tribute, I guess, in a sense, and you just pop that in there and away it goes. And I think that could have been, I feel like this is a missed opportunity. And hear me out with this, right? Let's say, for example, you've got an A or an S class weapon, right? And you want to upgrade to the next version of that weapon. By having the higher class weapon or armor or whatever it might be, right? Those traits would automatically carry over to the newer, crafted weapon that you produce, or it might actually have a percentage to be upgraded to the next tier. I reckon that could have been a thing. That's just me. You guys drop your thoughts in the comment section. But for me, I feel like that's a missed opportunity by the devs. I feel like that's something that could have been done, and we could have benefited from that from a player base. But that's just me. I feel like that's a real missed opportunity in that. The repair costs for crafting focused approach. Repairing your gear now costs the same as crafting it, which I still don't agree with, because it's always been like that to the same degree as it was in the previous iterations of the game. So you're basically repairing the same gear for the same cost as what you would have crafted the newer gear. So I guess in essence, they're trying to push us to craft the brand new versions of these weaponry and everything else in between, only because that you might actually stand a chance to get a double S or an S or something to that degree. But yeah, I feel like that means, I don't know. However, repair costs are now based on how you damage your item is. Half broken means half the cost. So I guess when they say that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But if you're going to repair a worn down weapon, you think that because you've already crafted the weapon to begin with, they should have just given us a few or two resources less to actually repair the gear. That's just my opinion. I feel like that again, that could do with some work. Okay, the half damage means half the cost. I get that. I feel like that should have been like that in the game anyway. It should have been with the other games that Helio Games use and operate. But anyway, item ratings. All crafted gear now receive the ratings the same as the Amikins. Repairing A+ items is worth it, as other items may break prematurely and vanish when used up. Keep things fresh and rewarding. And the new resources, get ready for the Crimson Wood, Abrasive Sand, and Glow Root, or Chromium Ore, and Basalite, and Storm Dew, which is tier 3. Plus, you can now farm some of the new resources right at your base with the new buildings, and we've got some new workbenches. Cool. So that's basically where we are at with things, and then obviously, goes without saying, the actual Deeproot Forest itself. Okay, so basically, we got Deeproot Forest, which is a location that they've been teasing for the past week. So all the new resources are going to be there: the Crimson Wood, more wax, and all the other bits and pieces that we mentioned earlier before. So yeah, I'd definitely love to get into this and see what this is all about. But there are some other bits and pieces as well, and this is part of the compensation as well, because they've removed some of the bits and pieces out of the game, which is interesting. But anyway, and then we've also got some of this as well that have been returned to me. Oh my god, I got a lot of bloody wax, and well, they've changed that to composite plank. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, cool. And I've got a whole bunch of iron. Wow, I've got a lot of iron now. Oh my god, how am I going to sort all of that out? Jeez Louise. Anyway, well, in anticipation to the update, I actually strapped my guy with all of my gear, all of my best gear on, because I'm keen to see what this all sort of looks like. So let's go ahead and have a bit of a peek ski. Okay, so this is a Class B for the Pathfinder armband. So this is going to perish and you can't actually repair it, which is a bit of a pain. The catcher specs, we're not going to be worried about that. Oh, they changed it. Okay. So I've automatically been given Glow Root Bandage, because I had a whole bunch of I forgot what the previous one was, but there you have it. But anyway, but look at that. That is the new okay. I'm cool with that. So that's the new healing. Outlander's Pickaxe and Pickaxe. This is all B. That's a level B. That's a level B. I'm actually annoyed that I've actually repaired that in the previous version of the update, because I was hoping that would have been at least a tier A. So along with the headband gear, and this is actually a grade A backpack, so I can actually continue to repair that, which is kind of neat. And funny enough, that's the only thing that has actually popped up as an icon next to the actual piece of gear anyway. So everything else is a B spec, which is really, really disappointing. I'm actually going to go in here real quick because, oh, there was amidice here on the floor. Okay, so the game must have reset enough for it to give me stuff on the floor. So, well, at least my Nomad is a gear A repair item. That's a gear B. Everything else here is really not worth my time anymore. Interesting. Now that they removed some bits and pieces as well, I'm keen to see what this all looks like in terms of repairing as well. So they've still got, so that is now steel parts. So it was called etch parts, and now we've got that known as steel parts. So that's an interesting thing. Let's have a look at the furnace as well. They've removed the acid stuff as well, which is an interesting thing. So the chromium ore is going to give us steel. Okay. That is still the same. That hasn't really changed at all. The UI looks a little bit different, if I'm being pretty fair with that. And the composite plank. So again, this was another thing. So they were using wax for the well, I think they called it an oil plank or oil board or whatever it was. And then you've got the glued beam, which is now still a tier 3. And you can see now on the top corner on the right hand side, you've got tier 2, tier 3, and then obviously tier 1 there. So that's interesting to know. Now the medicine lab, here we go. So They don't have the actual the fluid or the tonic anymore. Now they're just bandages. So we've got Storm Dew bandages as the more now higher tier item, which gives you a recovery rate of 350 as opposed to the Glow Roots bandages, which the devs have now compensated for us. So we had standard bandages, now we've got, and then we had the vials, and now we've got the Glow Root bandage, which has replaced both of them, which is good in a sense because it gives you 250 heal points. And now the Storm Dew bandage will give you 350, which is actually a nice little buff. Any changes in here? It doesn't seem to be. In the equipment side of things, nothing else has actually changed. So they've replaced everything with steel now, which is an interesting thing that they've done. So yeah, okay. And plus we've also got some new buildings for us to actually build as well. So workstation, furnaces, stone cutter. So that actually hasn't popped or appeared in here. Actually, I think if we go onto the map, right? Yeah, so they're all spread out everywhere. Okay, interesting. So let's go up this way real quick. So we've got the okay, so that is the quarry. This would be the sand quarry. So what do we need to do for this? Okay, so we've got a few things here that we can utilize. So I can put most of that in there. I can probably finish that off with the iron parts. So, okay, so they call that iron parts now. Interesting. Okay, cool. So we can nearly finish off the sand quarry so we can actually start getting sand. Now, I would imagine sand would have to do, well, the influence with that would be the stone cutter station, right? So that's what abrasive sand would look like. And then you've got a reinforced block, which is the new thing as well. And this is what I need to upgrade to that, which honestly, I think I can do that fairly soon as well, which is a good little thing. So there's been some refinement here. Any changes to this? This hasn't really changed too much aside from the iron ingots that were in here now that they've been substituted. So that's that. And then you've got the wax, the beehive over here. So no, that's the what do you call it? The fabric. This is the beehive. So I've already got that up and running. But then we've got the other wood area as well. So the crimson wood is going to be the other area now for us to start creating as well. So what does this entail? Okay, and I think I could pretty much put most of that in there. So it's just the iron parts that I'm going to need, and I can pretty much get that up and running as well. And then we've got the iron mine over here still in the left hand corner. So there's still room to grow. Okay, there's still room to grow with regards to getting, you know, more of those automated. Actually, while we're here, we may as well see where the new area is. Yeah, which I knew all along that was basically going to be the area and location of the Deeproot Forest. Now, I'm going to be keen to see, to actually note if there's going to be any changes, if we have to actually make any bridges or complete any bridges or anything like that, which, you know what, I feel like in other versions of the game where we got access to Stormforge, we had to complete a bridge. So I feel like that's going to be something that we're going to probably be needing to do. I also note there's also this location here as well. So Stone Echo seems to be the pivot for a lot of the new locations. So that's an interesting thing. Otherwise, do we have to go through Deeproot Forest? Oh, sorry, Elderglow Meadows, because that's connected. That is 100% connected. I think so. And then what? Do we just progress our way over to Stone Echoes at a later stage? I think that's probably how they're doing it. Yeah. Actually, I did note as well, there was this little location over here, over in Stormforge. That's a little bridge. And that's blocked. And I feel like that's going to be something else as well in regards to other updates and things like that. But anyway, and they also noted that there's going to be loose items like amidices and things like that that will come up on the map as well. So that's an interesting thing as well. Actually, before we head off, I just want to quickly go over the actual the actual patch, the full-blown patch notes, just to see if there's anything else that we've missed out. I don't think we have. I think I've covered everything as well. Yeah, so Sand Quarry and the Crimson Grove, they're the only two additions, and repair benches now have 2 levels upgrade instead of 4. Capturing Amikins can now instantly see the ratings directly on the screen interface. So that's the only other thing that we had to note on that. But otherwise, I'm going to head out to Elderglow and see if we can get to the new location. Alrighty guys, here we are. So this is the entry point over to the next location, being Deeproot Forest. Now again, to find this is where I am on the map of Elderglow Meadows, so not that hard to get there, so it can be done. Not too difficult, and then you've still got the standard location like Mirror Water Lake is still there, so that doesn't change at all. But this is where we're at, people. This is where we are at, and it's actually cool to see as well that they've actually now included the possible resources that we can collect in every given area, which is actually kind of a good thing that they've done there. So the Stormforge Plateau, now they've reserved that for all of the tier 3 stuff there, which is obviously a natural thing, which is good. So it'd be good to see on how much of all that would be in abundance. But look, there's some changes that I agree, some changes that I don't agree with, like I mentioned earlier in the video, with regards to the repairing system and stuff like that. The durability factor is still a thing for me. I'm still fond of, to be fair with you guys. Yeah, we've got Mia Winkles here and stuff like that. So everyone here is still on the hide and alert of everything here. So ooh, we've got all sorts of Amikins here. Get out of here, Mr. Mia Winkle. Okay, so the whole UI of retrieving items, things like that have changed, which is nice. Alright, so let's continue on and say, oh, we've got some of the new stuff over here, so let's go ahead, and obviously you've got the Crimson Log too, so let's go ahead and take some of that too. So this is what we're looking at. That's your standard Crimson Log there. I'm going to take out some of these Amikins as well. They're really not worth my time, to be fair with you. I'm actually kind of annoyed that I've brought some pretty heavy-handed gear as well, which not too fond in utilizing, but hey, you know what, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna roll with it for now, and at least that way we can you know, we can continue on. Actually, I've noted as well, now I didn't actually see this in Elderglow either, but the icon in the minimap for the trees look to be the same as well as that of the standard tree. So I think, I could be wrong actually, I'm making a claim here, so I don't know actually. So anyway, I didn't really, you know, care to realize that. And here is the now our what do you call it, our teleporter for this location as well, so we can put whatever we find in here as well if we'd like. Here there's really not much for us to actually you know, to go and repair. Oh, there's a lot of this stuff over here too. Can we actually go along here? We can't. Okay, I tried. But this looks very swamp-like as well, so it doesn't look like we can actually go that way. But I think if we go down this way, we can. Yeah, we can. Very good. Very good indeed. Now, I don't think there was new Amikins introduced into this update either, so I don't think they made a fuss about that, so which is fine. I'm fine with that. I'm actually keen to see what type of evolved Amikins are in this location as well. If there's any anything that we can actually capture and things like that, because I did bring my D6 Amidice with me. And yeah, everything so far looks pretty cool. I mean, look, quality is nice, actually. Quality is very nice. Now, where are we on the map? Okay, so this will take us to Stone Echoes. So notice, if we go over to Stone Echoes now, there's no bridge for us to repair or anything like that, so that's fine. That makes a hell of a lot of sense as well. So that takes us to that part of the location. So that was in the top right hand corner of Stone Echoes, which conveniently doesn't actually take you all that long to get you over to Stormforge, which is actually a nice little thing as well if you're passing through here as an example. So if for whatever business that you have out this way. But so far it appears that there is an abundance of diversified Amikins. You've got the Tokusa over here as well, so that's neat. You've got the standard Ogle Puffs over here as well. Now notably, they are a little bit higher in their levels, which is always a welcoming thing as well, because if you don't want to, you know, evolve or level up. Oh, you got Zappies here too. It's neat. Yeah, so if you don't want to evolve or take the time to, you know, level up your Amikins, at least you know you can actually, you can get some, you know, slightly higher levels than the ones that we've had in the past, so which is nice. Now, it doesn't look like there's any, and I'll have to double check this as well. No, so you've only got those building blocks over there. I think that is interesting. Oh, okay, so so abrasive sand is a tier 2, lives in the stone echoes. That's what I was sort of going to discuss. So that's fine. So we'll find nodes of that in there. The basaltite is a tier 3. Chromium ore is there, and then you've got storm dews over there as well. And you've still got acid sap, so we'll have to work out what the sap is still used for, because they removed a whole bunch of bits and pieces as well out of the game. So I'll be interested to see what they do in the next iteration of some of these updates as well, and how they sort of realign everything. So like things like the stone ingots and things like that. This is nice. This is nice. I like this. Very good. Very good, developers. I do commend some of the niceties and what they've added into the game as well. But like I said, what they've given in one hand, they have taken in other respects as well. So, you know, it's fine. And okay, this Ooglepuff wasn't actually doing so well. He was just hobbling above the waterline. Interesting. Now, notice if you one-shot some of these Amikins too, you actually, I don't know why I'm picking up this wax, but I've got a whole bunch of wax now in my inventory, so I really don't have to focus on this as well. I just remembered personally. But yeah, anyway, I've noticed the wax icons, well, the actual the images that we see on screen is a lot more defined than what they were in the previous. They were a lot more saturated, which is nice. I like what they've done here. Okay, so we've got our first, so Coralluna's there. That's fine. I can't capture that anyway, so I have to evolve one. Well, evolve a Corallipa. Ooh, a Telsara. Oh, what are you? What are you? Acquire this Amikin without capturing it. Okay. Oh, so you're the evolved form of the Tsuka. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. I just realized what that was. Funny enough. There you go. Oh, we got a Whispered. I want a Whispered. Give me. Call you back. And capture. Beautiful. I should capture you, and you should be able to get my my Whispered into a star 1. Now, it doesn't actually... Now, I'm actually keen to see, where did it actually tell you what level and grade you were? Okay, so you're a B. There you go. So, there you have it. So, when you capture the Amikin there, it tells you what grade and what level that you're actually going to receive. Which is cool. I like that. At least they don't do it prior to you catching the actual Amikin, because then that'll just sort of, you know, defeat the purpose of trying to capture one. And yeah, I mean, I don't feel like that would be something that's beneficial for a lot of us, I guess, at the end of the day. Alright, Flarewing, do your thing. Thank you very much. And thank you very much. And let's head up here, actually, and see what we got over here. Is it a... no? Oh, it is a physical nest. Nice. Take you guys out. And you too. There we go. And I'll pick up those. Why not? Why not? And yeah, I'll grab this physical egg. What I'll actually love to see as well later on is the option to get more than one egg in, you know, more difficult areas, if you know what I mean. So not so much. Okay, so you've got Amikin's guarding resources as well, which is interesting too. That is interesting. Well, I mean, they do that for all the other resources, so the glowweed makes sense. Makes sense for them to do that too. But yeah, this is it. This is the new location. Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Ooh, while I'm getting pursued and tackled here. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I feel like it's given us a bit of a little bit more of diversity within the game. I know the devs are trying. They are definitely trying to sort of realign things and get things in order. And I feel like it had, you know, if they had to make a change, it had to happen early on, like now. So, given the fact that they've removed a lot of items and so on and so forth, I feel like eventually a lot of those should come back in different flavors, variations, or different pathways. So, yeah, I feel like that's probably something that will happen, you know, further down the line. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. I want to thank you guys for stopping by, checking out this one. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys are new to the channel or not, and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out, on any future videos. Alrighty, guys, take it easy from me, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.